In my opinion, the Grand Theft Auto series is the most overrated video game series in history, bar none, and I think that in 10 to 15 years from now, it will be recalled in the same light that Mortal Kombat is recalled in today. Nowadays, we look back at Mortal Kombat and go, wow, that fucking game sucks. What did we see in that game? Why? Because the core gameplay just doesn't, it's not very good. You know, once you get past the hype, once you get past the gore, the core gameplay just doesn't stand the test of time. It didn't stand up back then. It wasn't nearly as good as, say, Street Fighter. But anyway, yeah, while the Grand Theft Auto series presentation and story is definitely top-notch, it is severely lacking in the core gameplay department. Now, it was unique in that it incorporated elements from multiple genres of games. For example, it was part driving game, part RPG, part action game. But when you look at the core gameplay, when you examine these specific elements, they are severely lacking. For example, as a driving game, it fucking sucks. The control is horrible. It's sluggish. It's just terrible. As a action game or shooting game, it's horrible. You know, the control is horrible. It's very one-dimensional. As an RPG, again, way too simple, way too one-dimensional, just not fun. So, yeah, this game really, and in my mind, to me personally, I don't play games for the story or the presentation or the gore. And yeah, it's undeniable that the gore was the major element which made it so popular. Let's just face facts. That's the way it works out. And I don't play games for the gore, for the story, or for the presentation. I play games for the core gameplay. That's what I care about. GTA is severely lacking there. And maybe back in 1995, this game would be seen as would be, in my mind, good or great. But today, it's really mediocre, I would say, overall. Speaking of 1995, the game's graphics look like they're from 1995, even the latest Grand Theft Auto game. To me, that's completely unforgivable. You know, in this day and age, where you have, for example, characters who are animated with, they don't even have individual fingers, they're all stuck together. Yeah, that's completely unforgivable. The characters are animated so poorly. Now, I'm not one of these graphics whores or anything, but, you know, that definitely should mark down the game, and the graphics really need to be much better. The game, it just shocks me that people say that this game belongs in the pantheon of the greatest games of all time. No fucking way, are you out of your fucking mind? No chance. This game is nowhere near that good. Hell, I don't even care if it came out in the 80s. In the 80s, it would have been a great game, because the core gameplay just doesn't stand up. It's just not that much fun. It's way too sluggish. The interface is fucking terrible. It's just such an overrated game. It blows my mind. It really does. And it's just so unrealistic, too. It's so grossly unrealistic that it really takes away from the experience, for me personally at least. For example, I was in a gang shootout with a rival gang member, and a cop sees me shooting a rival gang member. Then this cop starts shooting me, and then the rival gang member starts shooting me. So they're both simultaneously shooting me, and then I die, and then they run up to me while they continue to shoot me, and they're standing side by side like they're fucking brothers in the same gang, or as if they didn't even recognize each other. What fucking horseshit? You know, that really irked me. But that was just one specific example where it irked me. There's another one, yeah, I'm driving around the car, and I'm clipping into other cars constantly, and it's just like, what the fuck? And I'm around a world-class gamer in multiple games, so I can imagine how mightily most people must have struggled with the driving, as one example. And the shooting was all fucked up. Everything with the gameplay was just so fucked up. Well, yeah. In short, the game is the most overrated series. Well, the series is the most overrated series ever by far, in my mind. That's the way I see it. Perhaps we'll see you later, folks. Bye-bye.